What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be getting around to hanging the suspension back on the car after I got done rebuilding it, and I figured I'm going to use this time to get to some frequently asked questions that I get through the comment section all over social media, through TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I don't always get a chance to comment back on that because right now there's just a ton of comments and it takes a long time to go through everything. So I'm going to address some of the major questions that people ask about my C4 mainly, like the wheels I have, do I like air ride over the coilovers, stuff like that we're gonna get to. And maybe a question would be, where did I get this cool sweatshirt? And then special thanks to my boy Nando who sent this as a gift. If you're looking to get one of these, I'll leave his information right there. And you can hit him up on Instagram if you want to get one of these. So shout out to him. Thank you for this. I'm rocking it with pride because it looks just like my car. So besides that, we're gonna get into that, hang that up. And as always, if you ever have any questions, hit me up on Instagram. It's the best way to get a hold of me. I will answer every single one that I can get to. So don't be afraid to reach out to me if you have any questions about my car or anything like that, or any products that we sell on the site. So let's get into it. This week's video is brought to you by EtwisBone.com. Shop our site for Corvette performance parts, merchandise, and much more. See the link in the description or visit EtwisBone.com. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, maybe a week or two ago, I removed all my front suspension and then I put all new polyurethane bushings and ball joints in it, and it looks like this. New bushings, uppers and lowers, and ball joints there. So that's all ready, so I'm gonna start by putting the lower control arms first, then the uppers, and then I'll put the knuckles back in. So if any of you are like paranoid like me, this is like the perfect time if you have a bad car to inspect your air spring here. So that's usually kind of tight in here, my little Frankenstein boot bracket that I made. So I just want to make sure, I ended up having to reposition it at some point. So I just went over this whole thing, making sure it wasn't rubbing anywhere and stuff like that, because it's really kind of hard to see with a control arm on there. But other than that, there's no issues, no rubbing or anything. So that's a good thing. Okay, so question one I get all the time, do I like coilovers over bags? Now, I have had this car on coilovers before, originally, before I started my YouTube channel, and then I bagged it on the channel if you follow. I would say this, coilovers are the easiest way to just bolt it up and really not have to worry about it. The car handles really good with them. I kind of miss them sometimes, but the reality is, for me personally, air ride is the best because I can have the look I wanted, because I kind of did this as like a purpose built. I wanted like a slam looking C4, and with air riding I can have that, but I also can raise it up and drive it around normally. So that's a big thing for me, because when it was on coilovers and slammed, it rode like crap. It was so low, I couldn't go over any speed bumps or up certain entrances going into like stores or like aprons and driveways and stuff like that. So I really didn't even drive the car that much because it was just really uncomfortable to drive. But with air ride, it's like, it rides awesome, it handles really well. The cons of that are, I did have an airline pop, and that was kind of my fault because I had put headers on and didn't relocate the airline. I didn't even see it. Stupid things like that. But besides that one line popping, which is essentially, because I wasn't really paying attention, I have had no issues with it at all. And it's been really good, really reliable. And to be able to have like a slam looking car and then turn the key, it raises up to like a normal ride height and you can drive it around and not have to worry about it. That's like, for me, the best thing. But making a air ride kit for this car is really hard. Now, there's supposedly places out there that make them and stuff like that, but the way I designed mine was be super, super low. Like, it's a little higher now because of my headers and my frame support bars, but besides that, like, this thing is laid completely out, like floorboards on the ground. So getting everything tweaked and perfect took me a long time to make. Like, everything was kind of custom and had to be adjusted and stuff like that. So like, if you don't have like a fabrication background, like, it's really kind of hard just to like bolt something up and be like, oh, it's lower now. They sell a kit that you do bolt up and you bolt it up to your car. It's just gonna lower it down a little bit, not like completely slam it. So for me, air ride's the way to go, but it's not for everybody because it takes so much more time and energy to build a custom kit for this than just bolting on coilovers, especially if you do like track events and stuff like that. Coilovers, like, hands down. If you're not worried about going super low, coilovers hands down is kind of the way to go. I wouldn't bag it just to lower it an inch, because you can do coilovers and you can just lower it a couple inches and then the thing will handle like it's on rails. So that's my opinion. All right, so I got the bottom all buttoned up. It's pretty tight getting the control arm in with his urethane bushings. I had to use the old whack-a-mole hammer here to kind of get that in there. I guess because the metal's been like kind of squeezed tight with the bolts of the old rubber bushings for so long, but it's a little persuasion there. They went in. Got this, my shock mount bolted in. So now I'm going to start installing this bad boy here. Make sure Loctite on all your suspension bolts, just, you know, to be safe. Better safe than sorry there. So. Don't forget your shims. So I got the upper and lower control arm done on the driver's side. I just need to clean up the knuckle because it's all greasy and stuff like that before I put that back on. So another question I get a lot is, am I going to sell air ride kits for the C4 Corvette? At the moment, I am not. I originally planned on doing that. I made templates of all my original designs and stuff like that. But because the kit isn't exactly a bolt-in kit and it requires a lot of fabrication, I really don't want to take that risk of selling something that somebody else has to put on and weld and fabricate their suspension, maybe for liability reasons. Maybe down the line, if I can come up with something a little bit easier and more direct bolt-in, like, you know, custom control arms instead of making, you know, an adapter plate with your factory control arms. I may go down that road eventually, but it's 2024. I don't plan on doing any of that this year. I would like to actually make some more C4 parts besides our like sway bar kits, and we have like the hose kits and stuff like that that I came up with. I'd like to make sway bar kits for the 88 to 96 Corvettes, which I don't have out yet. So I am going to be constantly trying to come up with new products, affordable products for C4s, because there are a lot more higher end stuff out there, but I really feel like there's not a market for affordable stuff for a lot of young guys coming in to build these cars, where a lot of the prices for stuff, because it's Corvette only, it's super high. But at the moment, no air ride, it's not coming. Right, now we can hang this on here. So another thing I'm asked a lot about is the whole Edwin thing. A lot of people assume it's my name. It's not. My name's Glenn. I started the brand about 2.5 years ago, the YouTube channel and my social media and stuff like that. And it means build something in German. So I wanted to be a general automotive brand. So like whatever you're into, as long as you're building something, it doesn't matter. It's like automotive culture, right? So I chose the whole German name. So it was something different. I am into German cars and stuff like that too. But I want something different. So when you see it, you almost have to ask about it. And also like if you know about it, it's like our own exclusive kind of club type of thing. So that was my whole theory behind it. Now looking back, it does confuse a lot of people. That's just a little clarity on that, so you kind of know. You know, first time people see this stuff on like YouTube or Instagram, they're like, what country are you from? You know what I mean? So they see the video and it's just some good old red-blooded American working on some Corvettes. But besides that, Edwin Spellman is build something, and that's the brand. Just getting so close now. Okay, so I got everything assembled, everything's all put back together, thank God. I just got to do a little bit of greasing your ball joints, so don't forget to do that once you get that back on the car, because you can easily forget that. So the number one question I'm asked all the time is this: what wheels are on my car? So they are a BBS LM replica wheel. They're made by a company called Alzor, which is essentially a BMW wheel. I bought these off of ECS Tuning. This looks like it's a 3-piece wheel with an aluminum center, but they're actually all steel. The reason I bought these because the wheels I wanted at the time several years ago were back ordered, so I just bought something just so I could set my suspension up. Ended up really kind of liking them, and they just kind of do the job. So they are 18 by 9.5 all the way around. The front tires are 255/40 ZR18 Hankook tires with the permanent tire lettering on there, and the rear ones are 275/40 ZR18, same thing, Hankook tires, Hankook lettering on there as well. So 5x120 bolt pattern. They will bolt right up to your car. I do have a spacer in the rear of mine just to kind of space them out a little bit, but besides that, they will bolt right up. So you can just hunt down some BMW wheels and they will bolt up to your C4. So besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button. Thanks for watching.